Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Good afternoon. Here is the national news from BGI TV Current. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines. Governor Oyebanji renew call for Nigeria's restructuring. Advocate return to 1963 constitution. NDLEA applauds reps members for rejecting cannabis bill. Cash crunch affecting Ramadan. Islamic body tells FG. Chrisland school staff vendor to face charges for student's death. Youth leader, 4 others killed in fresh Elders attack in Benue. And on sport, on a sad note concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Guinea-Bissau. 2023 AFCON qualifier, Guinea-Bissau stormed Super Eagles 1-0 in Abuja. Now the news in detail. The Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji on Friday renewed the call for restructuring of Nigeria to achieve a balanced and peaceful country. Oyebanji made the call in his address at a book presentation in Akure, the state capital. The governor, who was represented at the event by the secretary to the state's government, Abibat Adubiaro, described true federalism as the only way out of Nigeria's problem. He advocated for a return to the 1963 constitution, which, according to him, guarantees peaceful coexistence among the different tiers of government in the country. Many groups and individuals, including former President Olusegun Obasanjo, the Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka, and the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, had in the past demanded the restructuring of the country in a bid to prevent its total collapse. The event came at the state capital, Ado-Ekiti, not Ondo State capital. Moving on to the next story. The chairman and chief executive of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Marwa, retired, has condemned members and leaders of the House of Representatives for rejecting another attempt to push through a bill to decriminalize cannabis cultivation, sale, and use in Nigeria on the floor of the Green Chamber of the National Assembly on Thursday. Responding to the development on Friday, 24th March, in a statement by the Director, Media and Advocacy of the NDLEA, Mr. Femi Babafemi, the NDLEA board said the decision by a majority of the lawmakers to reject the bill will further strengthen the gains so far made in the renewed war against drug abuse and trafficking in the country. Marwa said the 2018 drug survey figure of 10.6 million Nigerians abusing cannabis alone is enough to sound the alarm bell, adding that the strong nexus between drug abuse and security challenges across the country is incontrovertible. According to him, insecurity is today a full-blown malady with many manifestations such as insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, murder, robbery, reprisal killing, name it. Yet, there has never been a government that is more committed to ending the spate of insecurity than the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Going on to the next story. The Jamaatul Islatul Bida wal Ikmatul Sunnah in Bauchi State on Friday appealed to the federal government to make Naira note available during the Ramadan. The chairman, Tafsir Committee Kaswani Shanu Jibwes Mosque Al-Aji Asen Weni, made the appeal during the opening of this year's annual Ramadan Tafsir. He said Ramadan is here again and the currency meant for daily purchases is not available, thereby making the situation difficult for people to buy what they need. If the FG wants the policy to be received with open arms and peaceful and successful, the new Naira note should be made available for people to spend. Meanwhile, the Federal Executive Council has facilitated the Muslims faithful as they commence the month-long Ramadan fast. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, conveyed the congratulatory message on behalf of FEC on Friday in a statement issued by the Director of Information Office of the SGF, Mr. Willie Bassi. In Jigawa State, the government has reduced the official working hours in this state by 2 hours during the period of Ramadan. Going on to the next story. The Lagos State government says a case of involuntary manslaughter in addition to reckless and negligent act has been established against Chrisland School, some members of staff and a vendor in the death of a student, Whitney Adeniran. The Office of the Director of Public Affairs, Lagos State Ministry of Justice, in a statement on Friday, said the suspect will be charged with offences contrary to Section 224 and 251 of the Criminal Laws of Lagos State 2015. Adeniran was said to have slumped during a school's inter-house sport on February 9th. After an autopsy, it was revealed that a 12-year-old died from asphyxia and electrocution. Following the controversial circumstance surrounding the death, the state government, through the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Moyosore Onigbanjo, ordered a coroner's inquiry into the matter to ascertain the cause of the death. The coroner, Magistrate Olabisi Fajano, later disclosed that the coroner's inquest to unravel the cause of the death would commence on April 4th. Moving on to the next story from Benue. A youth leader and 4 others have been reportedly killed in a fresh suspected herdsmen attack on 2 communities in Agatu and Otukpo, local government areas of Benue State. It was gathered that the affected communities in the latest incident, which occurred Thursday evening, were Atapa in Agatu LGA, where 4 persons lost their lives, and Iwili community in Otukpo LGA, where a local farmer was also said to have been killed in his farm at about the same time in an unprovoked attack. A source in Agatu disclosed that the armed men stormed the community at about 5 p.m. and started shooting sporadically. He said they shot at anyone they saw without provocation. 4 persons were killed in that attack, and the youth leader of the community and several other persons are still missing, and some are hospitalized after the attack. Ending the national news this hour from BGI TV Current is the sports story. Guinea-Bissau on Friday evening stunned the Super Eagles of Nigeria 1-0 in a 2023 Africa Cup of Nations AFCON qualifier played at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium in Abuja. The result secured a first-half strike from Bam Balde, and a resilient defensive display took the Dutchers to the top of Group A on 7 points, with the Super Eagles dropping to 2nd position on 6 points. Nigeria started strongly and built up a significant amount of attacking pressure in the opening minutes, with Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman and Samuel Chukwueze looking very lively. Yet, Guinea-Bissau waited the storm and began to offer a threat of their own, with Alpha Semedo notably striking a shot just wide of the target on 21st minute. And at the 30th minute, the Dutchers claimed a short lead as Mambalde sprung the offside trap, beautifully controlled upper Santiago long ball and steered a shot between the legs of goalkeeper Francis Uzoho for a 1-0. 6 minutes later, the visitors blew a great chance for a second goal, and the counter-attack led by Fali Kande ended with Dalcio chipping a shot into the side netting from close range. That ends the national news this hour from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some major headlines. Governor Oyebanji renewed call for Nigeria's restructuring, advocate return to 1963 constitution. We also brought to you NDLEA applauds reps members for rejecting cannabis bill. Cash crunch affecting Ramadan, Islamic body tells FG. Finally, Guinea-Bissau stunned Super Eagles 1-0 at the National Stadium in Abuja. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, the handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placement only. Good afternoon. I am Morire Rebila Lawal.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.